breath. Their tongues will never be diseased, nor will they have diseases of the mouth. Their teeth will never be dirty, black, or yellow, nor gapped, nor will any be missing, irregular, or crooked. Their lips will not be drooping, pursed, or twisted, and their lips will never have cankers, scabs, be cracked, misshapen, thick or fat, black or ugly. They will have no disagreeable features. Their noses will never be flat or thin, crooked or twisted. They will never be dark-complected, with a narrow or long face that is hollow-cheeked or twisted. They will have no mark that is displeasing to others. Their lips, tongues, and teeth will all be very beautiful. Their noses will be long, high, and straight. Their faces will be round, their eyebrows arched and long. Their foreheads will be broad and even. They will thus have a perfect human countenance. Wherever they may be born, life after life, they will meet a Buddha, hear the Dharma, and accept the teaching. Look, O Ajita, the merit of that person who moved others to listen to the Dharma is like this. How much more is the merit of those who single-mindedly listen, teach, and recite the sutra, explain it for others in the great assembly, and practice as they explain it to others. Thereupon, the Bhagavad, wanting to elaborate on the meaning of this further, spoke these verses. If anyone hears this sutra in the Dharma assembly and joyfully teaches others, even a single verse, and if in this way it is taught from one person to another until it reaches the 50th one, the merit that this last person will attain shall be as I will now explain. Suppose there were a great donor who gave things to an immeasurable number of people as they wished for a full 80 years. He will see that they are old and feeble, with white hair and wrinkled faces, with gaps between their teeth and withered bodies, and that they will die before long. He will think that he should now teach them and enable them to attain the fruits of the Buddha path. He will teach nirvana, the true Dharma, through skillful means, saying, quote, "The world is impermanent, like splashes of water, bubbles, a mirage. The feeling of repulsion for it should quickly awaken in you," close quote. All of them, hearing this teaching, attain arhatship and perfect the 6 transcendent powers, the 3 sciences, and the 8 liberations. The merit of the 50th person who joyfully hears a single verse is so much greater than this great donor's that it is beyond illustration. The merit of those who successively hear the Lotus Sutra in this way is immeasurable. How much more is the merit of the first person who heard it with joy amid the Dharma assembly? If there is a person who moves another to listen to the Lotus Sutra saying, quote, "The Sutra is profound and difficult to encounter, even in thousands of myriads of kotis of countless," close quote. And if this person's urging is accepted, and the other one goes to hear it and listens for a single moment, the merit that the former person will acquire shall be as I will now explain. Life after life, they will have no diseases of the mouth. Their teeth will have no gaps, nor be yellow or black. Their lips will be neither fat, thick, or thin, nor will they ever have a disagreeable countenance, and their tongues will never be dry, black, or short. Their noses will be high, long, and straight. Their foreheads will be broad and even. Their faces will be completely handsome, pleasing to others who see them. They will never have fetid breath, and their mouths will always emit the fragrance of a blue lotus flower. I will now explain the merit of the one who approaches the monastery wanting to hear the Lotus Sutra, and who joyfully listens to it, even for a single moment. Later, they will be born among devas and humans, and will acquire beautiful elephant and horse carts, and palanquins made out of rare treasures, and will ride on a heavenly vehicle. If one is where the Dharma is, and invites another to sit there and listen to the sutra. Through the merit which is thus acquired, one will attain the seats of Sattva, Brahma, or the noble emperors. How much more is the merit of a person who single-mindedly listens to this sutra, explains its meaning, and practices in accordance with its teaching. Their merit will thus be limitless. The Lotus Sutra, Chapter 19, The Benefits Obtained by an Expounder of the Dharma. Thereupon, the Buddha addressed Bodhisattva Mahasattva Satata Samitabhiyukta, saying, "If sons or daughters of a virtuous family preserve this Lotus Sutra, recite, explain, and copy it, they will attain 800 qualities of the eye, 1,200 qualities of the ear, 8 qualities of the nose, 1,200 qualities of the tongue, 800 qualities of the body, and 1,200 qualities of the mind. These qualities will adorn the 6 sense faculties, purifying them all. Through the natural bodily eyes given them by their parents, which are thus purified, those sons and daughters of a virtuous family will see the mountains, forests, rivers, and oceans within and beyond the great cosmos, all from the lowest hell up as far as the highest summit of the universe. They will also see all the sentient beings there, perceive and know the causes and consequences of their deeds and of their states of birth." Then the Bhagavat, wanting to elaborate upon the meaning of this further, spoke these verses. "Listen to the qualities of those in the great assembly who can fearlessly teach this Lotus Sutra. Such people will attain the 800 qualities of the excellent eye. Adorned with these qualities, their eyes are extremely pure. With the eyes given by their parents, they see both all the manifold cosmos within and beyond Mount Mulu, Sumeru, up to Mount Capravada, and many other mountains, forests, oceans, rivers, and streams, down to the lowest hell, and up to the summit of the universe. There they see all the sentient beings. Although they have not yet attained the divine eyes, their power of sight will be like this. Furthermore, O Satata Samitabi Yukta, if sons or daughters of a virtuous family preserve, recite, explain, or copy this sutra, they will attain the 1,200 qualities of the ear. Through their pure ears, they will hear both within and beyond the great manifold cosmos, down as far as the lowest hell, and up as high as the summit of the universe. They will hear all kinds of voices and sounds, such as the sound of elephants, the neighing of horses, the sound of cows and carts, cries, weeping, the sound of conchs and drums, gongs and bells, laughter, talking, male and female voices, the voices of boys and girls, righteous and unrighteous voices, the sounds of suffering and happiness, the voices of common and holy people, pleasant and unpleasant sounds, the voices of devas, nagas, yaksas, gandharvas, asuras, gurus, kimnaras, mahoragas, the sounds of fire, water, wind, beings in the hells, animals, hungry, monks, nuns, Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and Buddhas. In short, although they do not have the divine faculty of hearing, they will always hear and know everything, both within and beyond the great manifold cosmos, through the purified natural bodily ears given by their parents. They discharge all these various sounds, and yet their faculty of hearing remains unharmed. Thereupon, the Bhagavat, wanting to elaborate on the meaning of this further, spoke these verses. The ear, given by the parents, is pure and spotless. With this natural ear, they hear the sounds of the manifold cosmos. They hear the sounds of elephants, horses, carts, and cows, the sounds of gongs, bells, conchs, drums, and dinyas, the sounds of harps, bamboo pipes, and flutes, pure and pleasing songs. And even though they hear these, they are not attached to them. They hear innumerable kinds of human voices, and yet they are able to discriminate them. Furthermore, they hear divine sounds, subtle melodies, male and female voices, the sounds of boys and girls. They also hear the cries of the Kalavinka and Jivakajivaka birds in the mountains, around the rivers, deep valleys. They hear as well various sounds of pain and suffering from the hells, and sounds of hungry ghosts who, suffering from hunger and thirst, are in search of food and drink. When the Asuras, living along the ocean, speak to each other and utter great cries, such expounders of the Dharma, living here, hear all of these various voices from afar, and yet their faculty of hearing is unharmed. Those expounders of the Dharma hear all birds and animals in the 10 directions calling to each other. The expounders of the Dharma dwelling here also hear the voices in the Apasvara and Sukha Krishna heavens, above the Brahma world, all the way up to the summit of the universe. The expounders of the Dharma dwelling here hear all of the monks and nuns, either reciting the sutra or explaining it to others. They also hear such voices as those of the Bodhisattvas reciting the sutra, teaching it to others, compiling the collections, and explaining their meaning to others. Those who preserve this Lotus Sutra will all hear the Buddhas, the great seers, teaching the subtle Dharma to the great assembly and leading and inspiring sentient beings. They will hear all the sounds both within and beyond the manifold cosmos, down to the lowest hell and up to the summit of the universe. And yet their faculty of hearing remains unharmed. Because their faculty of hearing is keen, they are able to discriminate these sounds. Although those who preserve this Lotus Sutra have not yet attained the divine faculty of hearing, they can simply use the ears given by their parents. Their qualities are exactly like this. Furthermore, O Satata Sami Tavi Yukta, if sons or daughters of a good family preserve this sutra, recite, explain, or copy it, they will perfect the 800 qualities of the nose. With this pure faculty of the nose, they will smell all kinds of fragrances, both within and beyond the great manifold cosmos, such as the fragrance of sumanas, jati, malika, kapaka, patala flowers, and red, blue, and white lotus flowers, the scent of blossoming and fruit-bearing trees like sandalwood, aloes wood, and tagara wood, the aroma of the leaves of the tamala tree, thousands of myriads of sorts of fragrances of blended incense, either powdered, shaped into balls, or made into scented ointments. Those who preserve this sutra will be able to distinguish all of these fragrances while remaining in a single place. They will be able to distinguish the scents of sentient beings such as elephants, horses, cows, sheep, men and women, boys and girls, grasses, trees, shrubs, or any kind of odor, either nearby or at a distance. They will also be able to unerringly distinguish all kinds of scents. Those who preserve Sutra, although they dwell here, can smell all divine fragrances in heaven, such as the fragrance of Parikshitrakta and Kovidara trees, Mandarava, great Mandarava, Manjusaka and great Manjusaka flowers, or the fragrance of sandalwood and aloes wood powder, various kinds of powdered and blended scents. Among these divine fragrances, there is not one whose scent they cannot distinguish. They can smell the fragrance of the bodies of all the devas. They can also smell from afar the fragrance that is emitted when Sakra, the king of devas, is dwelling in an excellent palace, when he is enjoying the desires of the five senses, or the fragrance that is emitted when he is in the Dharma hall, teaching the Dharma to the 33 devas, or the fragrance that is emitted when he plays in the garden, or the fragrance of the bodies of all the other male and female devas. Their faculty of smell reaches up to the Brahma world and to the highest summit of the universe, wherein they can smell the bodies of the devas and the incense the devas burn. They can also smell from afar the fragrance of the Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and Buddhas, and where they are. Although they can smell all these fragrances, their faculty of smell will not be harmed or misled. And if they want to discriminate and explain these different fragrances to others, they remember them error. At that time, Bhagavat, wanting to elaborate the meaning of this further, spoke these verses. Their faculty of smell is they can smell and discriminate all kinds of good and bad odors in this world. Sumanas and java flowers, tamala leaves, sandalwood, aloes wood, and kadara trees, and various fruits and flowers. And they also know the fragrance of human beings, men and women. The Dharma teachers, although dwelling afar, know where these fragrances come from. They smell the scents of the noble emperors, of great dignity, the lesser rulers and their children, subjects and attendants, and know where they are. They can smell their jewels, their underground treasuries, and the noble emperor's bejeweled queen, and also know where they can smell the ornaments, garments, necklaces with which people adorn themselves, and the fragrances themselves with, know who wears them. Those who observe this Lotus Sutra can smell the fragrance of the devas and tell whether they are walking, sitting, playing, or transforming themselves. Although those who preserve know the location of the fragrances of various fruits and oils in detail. They can smell the scent of beings, either deep in dangerous mountains or where the sandalwood flowers are in, and know where they are. Those who observe this sutra can smell of sentient beings, either on Mount Kakavada, in the ocean, or underground, and know exactly where they are. They can smell the scents of the male and female asuras and their attendants, and they can discriminate them when they are fighting or when at play. They can also smell the odors of lions, elephants, tigers, wolves, buffalo, and water buffaloes dwelling in dangerous, precipitous places in the wilderness, and know where they are. They can smell and discriminate exactly the scent of a pregnant woman and determine whether the embryo will be male or female, with sex organs or not. Through the power of smell, they know in the first instance if the woman is pregnant and whether it will be carried to full term, and if she will give birth easily and to a happy child. Through this power of the faculty of smell, they know what women are thinking, desires, delusion, anger, or will cultivate goodness. They can also smell gold, silver, and various treasures hidden underground, as well as the contents of the vessels, and completely distinguish them. They can smell various necklaces and know if they are valuable or not, even when their prices are undetermined, where they come from and where they are now. They can smell and know all about divine